Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you coming back to another episode of our Food Talks. Today we have Jeter on the show. Thank you for coming back after we already had our workout. Finished with you and your boy already from your department. For the sake of the people watching, can you please tell us your title and your occupation?
Title, I'm technically a healthy living lead. So I'm just one over a manager. And occupation, customer service. Help out customers.
Gotcha. Grocery store then, right?
Grocery store. Healthy living department, dealing with bulk, dealing with protein powders, vitamins, supplements.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice. Potential future manager.
And potential future manager.
Mm-hmm. On the way. On the way. Not confirmed, but on the way, right?
Yeah.
Good, man, hell yeah. And like I said, we talked a lot about that off camera anyway, so not important for the people watching, but important for you, though, because like I said, you're moving up fast.
Hopefully.
Tell us about growing up where you grew up. You said El Paso, right?
Yeah. So I grew up in El Paso.
Okay. And where is that in Texas?
Very, very west. Very west. Tip of the
state, I guess.
State, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But desert. It's a desert city. Back in the day, it was just a lot of dirt, but now it's more dirt and concrete. So they're expanding, but it's still fairly small.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And from there, moving to San Antonio, I'm assuming you went preschool, middle school, high school, all El Paso. When did you come to San Antonio or the San Antonio area?
I came over here for college, so at 18, came up here. Went to college at UTSA, and then just kind of stayed here, lived here. I like it here, so.
You're probably the only person in the city that says that.
You really?
No, I'm just it's not taking shots at the city.
What I like, I kind of, and then this is weird. I like the humidity for some reason. Like I like how hot it can get.
Really?
Like in El Paso, it's dry heat,
yeah.
and I like dry heat as well. But I mean, I don't know. I really liked the weather for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
That's beyond strange. You literally might be the only person to ever say that in the history of San Antonio. I think I will say this, man. Like living in the deserts myself, but I was out in California. I do miss the green, if nothing else.
Yeah.
The actual, yes, the heat is no fun no matter where you go, but the green is something I miss.
Okay, I think that's what I liked coming here, is the green, like noticing all these hills with like trees and grass and everything. Out there it was just really dirt. Just dirt and bushes, some pine trees, but other than that.
Sheesh, man. Like you said, different environment.
Yeah,
totally different.
Definitely.
Now, we just talk about the physical environment, like trees and plants and stuff, but how was the food environment different compared to San Antonio, El Paso versus San Antonio?
I mean, honestly, it's I guess it's not as Tex-Mex. There's like real Mexican food out there. I guess there's like some similarities, but majority was like real authentic stuff. I'm sure you still can find authentic Mexican out here, but it's not as like barbacoa isn't a big thing in El Paso. Like barbacoa and Big Red isn't a big thing. It's just more like home food, I would say.
Okay.
You got like chains and everything, but there's nothing special compared to here to El Paso. Here to El Paso.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Growing up back there, do you remember the first food you ever had?
First food, can't recall, but I know like I have a food that I ate a lot growing up. It was a hamburger helper.
Nice.
So we would always eat that because it was just my mom working. So she had to provide for 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she would work. There was a point in her life where she worked 2 jobs to like at least sustain financially.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of hamburger helper that I remember, like which one is it? It was the beef stroganoff. That's the one that we'd always get, and I didn't like it initially. I didn't want to eat it, but I kind of like grew to like it, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a meal I remember. It was that with like maybe she would buy like maybe a garlic bread from Walmart or something, and then we'd have that on the side with it. Yeah.
Cuisine. Sounds pretty
That
good.
was a lot of our meals, and then of course like back in school, like the school lunches. Yeah, that occasional going out to like a fast food joint, getting McDonald's or Whataburger. Nothing crazy. We didn't really excuse me. We didn't really branch out as far as like fast foods. I don't think we ever went to like Carl's Jr. Or Burger King. So we limited ourselves to certain fast foods because we knew we liked it, and then just kind of like those cheap, affordable meals.
Yeah. Makes sense. A lot of those things being like box meals and stuff, and then would you consider eating out more like a treat? So you go to McDonald's, Whataburger, something like that.
I wouldn't say a treat because, again, my mom was a single parent, so it was more for convenience. So it wouldn't be like once a week. It'd probably be like maybe 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
That we'd go just for the convenience of it.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. And everything with the family dynamic, you had 2 siblings then also. Would you eat often with all 4 of you guys together? Like say your mom would get off work, come back for dinner. Was that commonplace to go eat dinner table, all 4 of you together?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when we're smaller. So my mom would be the cook of the house. The rest of us would just kind of like come back home from school, wait for her to get there, you know, do her work or play. Then she'd come, and then if it was like beef stroganoff, she would take the time, get off work, come home, kind of immediately get to work in the kitchen, and then start making that food. And then we'd all just eat at the table. But as far as like distributing the meal, I felt like I got the short end of the stick because I'd always get like one serving, and my older brother would finish before me. And he'd get a second plate. My mom would probably get a second plate. At the time, my younger brother, he was, I guess he was starving or something, so he would also get a second plate, and then I was just kind of left with the one plate.
Dang.
So I never really had a huge appetite growing up, but I'd at least have like my one meal, you know?
Yeah.
But it usually worked out like that, where my older brother would beat me to seconds. And always have a second plate. Yeah.
Jeez, man. I think that's the worst thing about one of the worst things about being a little bit younger than everybody else and being smaller is you're like, I mean, I guess I could fight it out, but I'll probably not win this.
Yeah.
And the problem is I have to wake up to you tomorrow. So even if you did try to scrounge for that. Now, with that situation, did you ever have, because with your mom being the breadwinner and the mother of the house, was there any times where you kind of felt like you worried that you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from, or you felt like you were going to have to start going without for a little bit?
I wouldn't really worry, because again, I was small. I didn't know better. But there will be times where like maybe she was tired and didn't want to even make dinner and didn't want to have to deal with that. So there'd be times where my mom would be like, "Yeah, I'm not making dinner, find something to eat." So it was like a game of, I remember there would be times where I'd be hungry and what I would eat was little saltine crackers with American cheese, like the American cheese slices, and I would just like kind of cut it up all into that cheese slice and just eat that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that would be meals. Or like if she didn't want to cook, cereal, eggs with weenie. Those were like the simple things that I could make or like tolerate to make, you know.
Yeah.
And I wasn't much of a chef, so I was only limited to a few things.
Yeah, no, understood. And I mean, the reason I kind of pick at you on that with that stuff, which by the way, all that stuff sounds delicious, especially when you're hungry, regardless of size, age, where you come from. But it's like when you're a kid, you don't know what food insecurity is. So you kind of roll with the punches in a way where you're like, I think everybody goes through this. And then when you look back and you start talking to your coworkers or other, distant family, and they're like, "What do you mean you ate saltine crackers and American cheese?
Yeah.
What? That's a meal. And that's when you start to realize like, oh, younger me actually was kind of going through the ringer back then, but he didn't even realize it.
Right. And like starting as I started to grow up, that's when I like did realize, okay, my mom doesn't want to make food or we don't have food. There'd be days like where I'd probably honestly like just go to sleep and then wake up the next day instead of eating.
Sleep for dinner.
Sleep for dinner.
That's
And those were some of the days. But I wouldn't say like we were necessarily struggling at that point, but maybe we didn't have food, maybe we didn't grocery shop or something. So there wasn't anything to eat. And I was just, let me just sleep.
I got you, Mom. And not to get too personal, I can always cut this out. How is your mom doing now?
Oh, she's well. Like she's very well off now. She's a nurse, but she had some stuff to where they needed to reimburse her for pay. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Just want to make sure because, like I said, it's like we grew up and everything, but we don't want to leave our parents behind. So I just want to make sure, man. Now that you're a little bit older, and I know you're on a budget, we talked about your budget and stuff. We'll probably bring it up later too. But now that things have changed, where you can kind of have more variety in your diet and stuff. What is your current favorite food?
Ooh, I want to say in high school, I was in a culinary class. So I learned how to make this bomb chicken Alfredo, and I would always make that for my family when once I learned how to make that, they would always ask for it. Like sometimes they even ask for it to this day whenever I go home. But I would say it would be that. It was like so good. It was fattening, but it was like because it was a bunch of butter, just like some chicken fat in there too. Just bunch of fat, bunch of butter and fat. That's all it was, but that's what gave it the flavor. I would say that's like my favorite meal, honestly.
Dang, dude, okay. And it's something you make yourself. Well,
that's something that I kind of forgot how to make it, but at the time it's still good. If I could go back and like remember how I did it, make that all the time.
Chicken Alfredo. That does sound good. And like you said, the rule of thumb is when cooking is if you want to add flavor, it's either butter or sugar or both. That's dope, dude. Now, I'm assuming you can't eat that every single day now because of the budget and other things. But when you're out there working, as somebody that works at a grocery store, specialized in your department, how are you balancing out meals specifically? Because I know grocery stores, sometimes you have an advantage. Places that you work, they have pre-made meals you can purchase. But how do you balance your meals from breakfast all the way to dinner?
I used to be good with eating breakfast before I go into work, but that's something that I've been struggling with now because I just don't wake up in time to make myself a proper breakfast. So I just skip breakfast altogether, honestly. For lunch, I'm trying to be better with meal prepping, at least a couple meals, because I know I can't do like a week's worth of meal prep and then still want to eat it.
Yeah.
So a few meals, if I can. If not, then I usually go for like a pre-made meal from work.
Nice.
But honestly, those can get expensive. So it's like a back and forth battle, like wanting to make pre-made food, or not pre-made, but like having a meal prep ready and set, and then dealing with pre-made food that's already there, like looks all good, ready to eat. So it's a struggle between those two.
Okay. I got you. And like you said, it's not a complete fall if you do have to buy something there, because you have options, at least like health. And we use the word healthy too much, but you have lower fat options, lower calorie options if you wanted to. So that is good. Going away from less serious, less business professional questions, if you were on a deserted island, right, and you could only have one food with you, we don't know how much food you get, just a heads up.
Okay.
But you can only have one food with you, what would be your food? Your deserted island by yourself.
Like a meal or just like?
Could be
a food item.
I would say like a food item. Now, if you're saying something like, fried rice, of course, that's just a food item to me, but it's a bunch of things come together.
Right.
Right. So,
Because like food item, I think, let me just get some type of steaks, steaks or ground beef or something. At least to have like red meat in my system.
That'd be good. No, preferably cooked already, I'm guessing.
Preferably. If not, I mean, I could make a fire. That's fine.
Yeah. Or similar.
But at least to where it doesn't, go bad.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go bad and I had it, yeah.
That's
red meat all the way, and just kind of deal with that because that should give me enough nutrients.
Yeah, I think at least it would taste decent.
Yeah.
I think for most people, at least you'd be like, well, I can die somewhat happy. That's all right. No, I think, that's understandable. You want something you're going to enjoy, just in case it's the last meal. And again, we don't know how much you get. You could get a box, you get 2 boxes, a ton, or you get 1.
Now, if it's like a meal, I would want pizza, I'm just a pizza guy. I'd get a pepperoni, olive, mushroom, and bacon pizza.
I think that would count.
Top favorite.
Yeah, because it would be more like you could probably do. We'll say it's an entree or a side.
Yeah,
that would be the food. Also, you could have a steak or you could have that. But the pizza would work because again, you know how many pizzas you're going to get. You could get an aircraft carrier worth, or you could only get 1.
Or like 2 slices.
yeah. But I think that's good though. Like I said, that would be there's a lot going on with the type of pizza like that, especially with the mushrooms too.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite, honestly. I actually tried a new pizza. Oh shoot, it might be that. It's like a chicken jalapeno pizza with Alfredo sauce instead of marinara.
That might overrule the chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, honestly.
So you lied on camera? That's insane. Get off my. Hey, I mean it's either one or the other. And like I said, if you choose, you can always flip it and take. Take a chicken on the island, or you can choose that as your favorite thing, or you can do both. Because either way, you'll die happy.
Yeah.
So that works either way, honestly. The only losing is you're trapped on the island.
Yeah.
So.
But I'll need to find things to do so I can at least try to stay in shape on the island. So.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Could do that. At your job right now, so. Remind me, job title again, real fast.
Healthy living lead, soon to be hopefully manager.
Good man. So with being in the healthy living department, right? This is the thing that I kind of think of is I always feel like there's some sort of stigma that if you're going to sell something that's considered healthy or has the word with it, you have to look a certain way to sell that product. With you, do you feel like there is a stigma or you must present yourself a certain way to sell your products in your area?
Honestly, not too much because the customers that I help, it ranges from like 60, 70-year-olds to maybe like 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, all fit or really needing to get protein in their diet because that's what their doctors are asking of them. So I don't think it's necessary to look a certain way because you're getting all these different types of people that just either need it as a dietary supplement in their diet, or just like people who want to be fit. I guess it just determines the type of customer you want to lean towards. So if you wanted to really focus in on your gym rats and everything, I'd say maybe look a little bulky or something, and that way you have like some knowledge or seem to have some knowledge and attract those customers. But honestly, I've helped like the whole range group, and they all they honestly just want someone who knows what they're talking about, not necessarily look the part. Just at least know what you're selling.
That's a good point. Yeah. So would you say that's maybe going into like advice-wise, if someone was to work, whenever you get promoted, you will, to manager, and someone takes your job, is that something you would probably advise for somebody that's going to work your position in healthy living is, hey, more than your looks, know your stuff?
Definitely, because I've seen a good amount of people who like look the part, but aren't as dedicated into the craft. So you can have someone that looks it, but when it comes to the customer coming over, you want someone who'll be able to help them, and that customer will want to come back to be helped because like you were such a good had such good customer service that they want to always come back to your store and get help from you instead of like you don't want someone who's just, oh, I don't know, I've tried this before, it's all right,
Yeah.
and then like there's no help to the customer.
Yeah.
So
Understand.
it's a lot of like you want to be customer service focused. You want to be able to help them.
Yeah. I got you. And that makes a lot of sense. And so when I say like look the part, or we say look the part, we're mainly talking about like they look fit.
Yeah.
The person that part looks, they look like they work out or they're considered healthy in quotes. But I like how you put that, like you said, knowing the product and then knowing the type of people that come in and asking them what they need or what they're looking for is more important than all that.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you don't know what you're talking about, like you can look the part and maybe you'll get some customers going up to you since you look the part, but in my opinion, if you're able to go up to that customer and be like, can I help you with something? Is there something that you're looking for? And then having some knowledge on that, then of course that's way better than just looking the part,
Yeah. That's excellent, man. As we speak right now, if you were to describe your current relationship with food in one word, what would be your one word?
Probably complicated, honestly.
Complicated
Right now. It's a struggle to like get all the nutrients. At least at this point in my life, trying to get all the nutrients in, trying to get the right amount of protein, right amount of carbs, calories, reaching my fitness goals. A little hard, so complicated. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that can share that word with you, man.
Yeah.
And we met in the gym, and it's been most of our relationship with each other so far is just you kind of every time we see each other, I always bug you about it to ask you like, hey, how's the eating and everything?
Yeah.
And it's
And it's always hard, There'd be times where like I do so good for a few days, and I feel like big and bulky, but then it could like plummet all the way down because I don't know, like I didn't have time to eat because of work, or I had something to do after work, or this and that, A, B, and C.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Complicated. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to like keep track of everything.
That's life, man. Like you said, that's something that most people unfortunately have to go through. Which, the same idea of most people will go maybe to the gym once a day, maybe once every 2 days.
Yeah.
But most of us will eat 3 times a day, and that's good. We should, but it's like we think. I think about the gym more than I think about the food, and yet I eat more times than I do go to the gym. So, like you said, I think complicated is a very appropriate word.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially like in a grown-up world where it's like very focused on work. Sometimes it's hard to even go to the gym because of work or like other priorities that you have in your life that you forget to eat sometimes. And I feel when you're younger, all you have to think about is like maybe school, and then you go home and get to eat what your family has made, and then homework and breakfast in the morning.
Back to Hamburger Helper.
Yeah. School lunch, always free, or sometimes free. But as a kid, you don't really got to think about that too much. But as an adult, you're like, oh shit, I got to make myself food to survive.
Yeah, good point. And like you said, we're so focused on things that we care about or we're interested in. Yeah. Most people I don't believe are that interested in food. They only want something that tastes good in the moment, and then they're like, can I just forget about it later?
Yeah.
It's all part of life.
Struggling.
Complicated. Complicated, man. When did you first kind of start wanting to go to the gym, eat properly? I mean, I say eat properly, but really focus on those health goals. When did that happen?
Going to the gym, I would say probably 2021-ish was when I really want to like get in the gym, start weightlifting. But before that, I was always for the most part active. Even at home, I would just do like workout videos, and that's how I like stayed fit. Looked very lean, because I was able to gain a little bit of muscle on my skinny body. So I looked very lean all the time, and that's what I liked. But 2021, I was trying to gain more weight because I didn't want to look like a little boy, right? So I would start trying to eat more, take in protein powder, like really focusing on protein at least. I wasn't like really into the whole calorie counting initially. I just knew I needed more protein. So I was trying to eat more, go to the gym maybe 3 times a week.
Okay.
And then from there, just kind of like got better with my fitness goals. Like I started going maybe at one point 5 times out of the week. Now it's down to 4 times a week. And shifted my diet a bit, like really focused in more on calories. And then maybe after calories, I started shifting more with calories and protein, like making sure I was getting those two. And when I was doing those two, I was seeing better results for sure. But now with the knowledge I know, it's just, and everything that's going on, it's just hard to kind of balance all those.
Yeah. Complicated. Going back to the, we keep following that word, man. It's complicated. Let's rewind. 2021 is when you said you first started kind of getting it all together. What is one piece of advice you give that young man back in 2021 that you know now would have helped him?
I just feel like really focus on it. Like, I was going to say focus on yourself, but like not in the sense of confidence or being cocky and anything, but just kind of like really put some more attention on what you're doing and how you're doing it. I've always been like very form focused going to the gym, but I think it had to do more with like the social anxiety of going to the gym. So I wasn't like too focused on how I was performing. So I would say like really just focus on what you're doing and do it right. Like try not to put too much attention on what's going on around you, and just if you wanted to go to the gym, just make sure you're doing it right.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I think most of us could do with that.
Yeah.
Especially when we first started out.
And it's always like you get the anxiety going to the gym. I feel like people are always watching you or something, but it's not the case.
That's a good point. And like you mentioned, it's not always the case, because when you walk into a gym, you think of how you react to other people, and you're like, are you constantly like, oh man, look at that guy.
Yeah.
What a whale. Or look at his form. You're just focused in your own world. You know, I've seen you work out. I've worked out with you. You're always hyper-focused on the next set. I get that same way, and it's true. Like I said, we get in our own heads and we think that everybody's not like us.
Yeah.
We're a lot more similar than we expect. So it's good, man. Well, brother, that's all the questions I have for you. Before we close out, do you have any questions for me?
Probably honestly just like how, what's your diet looking like nowadays?
It's a very good question. The word complicated comes to mind. It right now, it's really nothing special exactly, as far as like my breakfast is almost always the same. Like I'll do something like an overnight oats with a kind of like a chicken patty on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that still sounds really good. Like, of course, you can probably get a little bit tired of it, but I feel like at least you can maybe season a chicken patty a little bit differently every time.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's nice because it's like a breakfast. It honestly tastes like a chicken nugget, so I can't complain about it. I really can't. But so that's more my breakfast. So my breakfast has always been solid, but I'll do something like a crock pot dinner, but I usually eat out for lunch. I haven't packed a lunch for work yet in a long time. And so it's not surprising if I go to do fast food at least once a day.
Okay.
And so, like I said, for me and my goals right now, I'm not trying to exactly keep my diet on point. I wish I was at that point, but I have to hit this one gym goal that's coming up, and once that's done, I'll kind of hyper focus on the nutrition aspect. But like I said, I want to be outspoken about how I eat, because I know people, wondering like, well, hey, you have a background in nutrition, you have a degree in human nutrition, how do you eat? And it's like, not perfect.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I'd rather tell you guys the truth than try to set
human.
you up. Yeah, to be like, oh, well, he must. It's like, no, it's nothing special. It's just I have consistency with at least one meal.
I was gonna say, at least you have that consistency with your breakfast, so like you can build off of that whenever you do, like, change up your diet.
Yeah, exactly. Use that as my kind of like my base to build off of, or at least that's during the working week.
Yeah.
On weekends, the breakfast will change.
A little bit different. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you asking, man. Anything else? Any other questions?
No, honestly, that, because like, of course, like, people see you and then they're like, oh, okay, he's real fit and everything. And like, you kind of want to not necessarily like get that body goal, but like, there's like structure to your body, so people wonder like, oh, what is he? Because like working out can be completely different. It's more about what you're eating to like get that body physique. Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree, man. And I've had this conversation with you. If there's one thing I could tell most people is, one, don't skip meals. If you really can, don't skip meals, and try to eat before you go to the gym. That's something I always do, regardless of how hectic my life is. I always eat before I go to the gym, even if it's like a Rice Krispie treat. That will work. That Nutella on the rice cake, that will work. Always do that for everybody. I tell that regardless of your size. Don't starve yourself before you go for a workout. You're setting yourself up for trouble. Always eat before you go. A little something at least. Well, before we close out, man, I want to thank you again for being our guest. I appreciate you, sir. As far as social medias, do you have any social medias you would like to drop at all for us?
Honestly, no, I'm kind of private.
No, but I appreciate you. Thank you, sir, for coming on the show. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. If you haven't gone outside, go outside. Get off the internet for a few minutes. Go for a walk, work out, wherever you can. But appreciate you guys again, and we will catch you on the next episode.